Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of Relax and Take Notes. I'm K Dub. I got the big Mike Payson here with me. What's good, Mike?
Yo, what up, man?
Chilling, man. Ready to talk about these sports. What's going on in the sports world?
For sure.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Um, I know you saw the injury with Zion and everything, and him ripping his shoes apart. What's, go ahead and give your take on it, man.
First of all, uh, that's probably one of the craziest things I ever seen in sports. I mean, you know what I mean? In my life, like, besides crazy injuries and stuff like that, that was pretty wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was pretty wild. But man, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like, I was actually talking yesterday to somebody about this. Like, I would be good with whatever, as far as the people. The big thing is, should he sit out or should he come back and play? For me, I can I can see both sides of that. You know what I mean? Like, um, I consider myself a sports purist, so I love sports. I love the game of basketball, and so that part of me, you know what I mean, selfishly would say, "Oh man, go play." You know what I mean? Um, And just thinking from that realm, you know what I mean? If I was his age, I can easily say, well, if I was his age, I would do this. And if I was this, I was that. But I ain't never been no projected number one pick. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to sit here and say that. Um, don't do this or don't, you know what I mean? Or go out there and play. You owe it to this when really who does he owe? You know what I mean?
right.
Does he owes. And I get it. You know, people can say Duke gave him an opportunity and da 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 da. But Duke gave him an opportunity only because of a rule. Zion wouldn't have been at Duke.
Right.
Let's just be clear. You know what I mean? So, and I get it. I get both sides. Because who's to say? I mean, a dude that physically gifted and it's so different. Like we never seen anybody that big, that fast. Just it's crazy. You know what I mean? So he could easily be in that same predicament because of his size. You know what I
Right.
mean? Um, you know, God forbid, but he could. I mean, because the dude, when he play all out.
Right.
So who's to say he might be going up for a block or going up for a dunk or a rebound or just you diving for a loose ball. So I mean, it's and of course you don't like to think that way because my attitude is when you think that way, that's when something happened. But being that something happened, because he probably wasn't thinking about that. You get what I
Right.
mean? So like now, being that something, whether it's minor or I hope it's not major. I don't think it's major. Um, it's like like you know what I mean. Like every time he step on the floor, every time he fall, every time anything happens, it's gonna be on his mind. You know what I mean? His parents, whoever, all the teams that's in the runners for him,
Right.
evaluating them. So you know what I mean? Like it's tough. It's tough for me to say. Um, the fan of me, because I mean, I like watching them play. I hate Duke, you know that, but I watch them because
Right.
they got, you know what I mean, four of the best guys, should I say, college players in the country. But I watch them, hoping they lose, but but the fan in me want to see them play, and then just the and then the other side take over of you don't want nothing to see nothing bad to happen to anybody. You know what I mean when we trying to fulfill their dreams and stuff. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. We talked about this before. That was like one of my biggest fears, before he even got to college was him getting hurt, him getting
Right,
injured because he's so explosive, he jumps so high.
right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? I was worried about that, when he was coming into college basketball. But on that play, that's more of just a freak play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He bust out his shoes, and because I thought as soon as I saw the injury, I'm like torn ACL. That's
Uh-huh.
it. You know what I'm saying? That was the first thing I thought. But then when they came out, and they said it was a sprain, I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's something he can, you know, possibly come back real soon from. Cool.
Right.
But as far as like somebody saying like what he should do and what he shouldn't do, I mean, there's no book written on this stuff. There's no real answer for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's up to him and his parents. You know what I'm saying? And his coaches or whoever he trusts, whoever he got in his circle. That's up to them to get together and decide what he should do. Because like you said, at the end of the day, he really don't owe nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you think back 20 years ago, will we even be like considering this? Would anybody even be considering like sitting out? And I know it's a different day and time, but I feel like
Right.
if I'm in that situation, and it's easy for me to say because I'm sitting here, you know, on the damn computer talking about this. It ain't like I'm, what I'm saying? I ain't no, like you said earlier, I ain't no number one overall projected pick. So it's easy for me to say. But I find it hard to believe that somebody that appears to love basketball as much as he do, because, what I'm saying, as hard as he play, you can tell he love the game. But
Right.
somebody that appears to love the game the way that he do can just sit out and be like, nah, I ain't gonna play. Especially when you came in with these dudes with this class and you know what I'm saying, y'all started or you have that one goal in mind, winning the championship, all this and that. I would find it very hard to imagine that Zion will be able to just sit out and just be like cool with it.
And so that's the part of me that says like I I guess I mean, you know what I mean? I'm saying hypothetically, I know I would want, I'm gonna put it like this, I know I would want to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just cause I mean, I still play basketball now. Raggedy
Okay.
knees, raggedy ankle, out of shape, overweight. I still play. You know what I'm saying? Um, Probably ain't got no business out there. But you know what I'm saying? I just love playing basketball. Can't do nothing that I used to do as far as, you know what I mean, being able to get to the goal and you know what I'm saying. But
Hmm.
so that part of me is why I say like, man, but at the end of the day, they do have to do what they have to do. And like you said, it's a total different world because if you think about some of the greatest players that ever played this game, a lot of them went to college 3, 4 years. Jordan 3, well, AI 3,
Tim Duncan
Ray Allen,
for
yeah, Tim Duncan 4, Grant Hill 4, Ray Allen 3, but
Shaq 3.
right. And everybody, everybody is different. So we can't
Hmm.
just say just because this guy did that. And then it's just a different world. I mean, um, that's why. And so for me, it's a bigger issue with the whole what what's the age? 19, whatever.
19.
To me, that solved nothing. It made everything worse because
Right.
I felt like when they was letting the cats go uh straight to the league or whatever. I mean, yeah, it was some that didn't pan out, but that stuff tends to work itself out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for every whatever one that didn't make it, then I mean, but you got your Cobes, your Stoudemire, all them guys, LeBrons, and everybody not gonna be a superstar. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, look at how long did Darius Miles play? 10 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Like 10 years. You know what I mean? Um, as with the video you sent me today, I mean, he never made the playoffs,
Right.
but he said he was never in a position, but he played in the NBA. I mean, think about a lot of these guys, where they come from to be able to had the opportunity to make that much money playing the game they love, gaining a lot of experiences they never would have gained. It's more to it than the surface. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think that rule complicated things because I think
Hmm.
that that stuff would have worked itself out because you guys aren't stupid either. You know how good you are and how good you're not. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
so if let's just say because it was beginning to be a whole lot of them. Okay, cool. But it was a beginning to be a lot of guys that weren't making it too. So at the same time, guys gonna look at that and say, "Man, do I want to do this? Do I not?" And I think it would have worked itself out, man, because you still had guys in college that were gonna sort of dominate the draft. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think that some of those guys, and even some of the guys that's one and done, they not ready.
Right.
You know what I mean? You had guys trying to force Marcus Smart out, and he was like, "Nah, I'm cool." You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
if you look at Marcus Smart now, he's not a superstar. He's not even a star. He a solid NBA player. So let's just think if he would have come out that year before that, like, oh, he would have been, because they was projecting him to be like in the top 3, right? And
Right.
that year he went back. So, I mean, it's all speculation anyway. So at the end of the day, you just you have to do for that situation. I would say just do what he feels is best. Him and his parents, or you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and advise and people that's advising him. You know what I mean. I hope they would advise him. With his best interest. I'm gonna
Right.
say it like that. You know what I mean.
Right.
So
Right.
that's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's jump to the NBA, man, and let's talk about LeBron and the Lakers, man. Like,
LeBron and the Lakers.
like, like, do you think if LeBron didn't get hurt, do you think their chemistry will still be the same, or do you think that that whole trade talk thing is kind of what hurt him and made that team go south?
Bro, I think it's a combination of it all.
Yeah.
Now I'd be lying if I sat here and said if that man ain't get hurt, they would be 10. Now that I'd be lying. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I sound like a fool. I do think that they would definitely be top 6. Of course, eliminating them, I don't think they would be 1 or 2. I don't think that. I don't even think they would be 3. I don't even think they would be better than because I don't think they're better than Oklahoma City with or without LeBron James.
Yeah.
But absolutely, I think they would be, in the mix. The chemistry thing, man, it's tough because they were kind of. To me, it's just like a team of misfits. Like none of it fits anyway. You know what I mean? I think he's such a good player. He gonna cover up a lot of stuff, but um, I think he had a point in his career where you can't ride him like that no more. You know what I
Well,
mean? And
of course, if you got JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, and KCP all on the same team, of course it's gonna look a little shaky at times. But you know,
and I do think, like I said, even with the trade talk, that added some more imbalance. You know what I mean? And then
right.
I just think that this whole thing was it's too late in his career to try this experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, I think that I just do. I just think that, like I told you before, I think um it's starting to be like it was at the end for Kobe. Like, if you look at the great guys and they say, well, they too demanding, they tough to play with. Yeah. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't doubt that one bit. You know what I'm saying, Sam? But it's the context in which you put it. Like, is it too hard? Why is it too hard? Why are they so demanding? Because greatness is all they know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it wasn't no cakewalk to play with Michael Jordan. We all know the stories, he punching the folks in the face. So, but I think that at this point, I mean, this dude been in the NBA for 16 years, and probably if you add up all the other stuff, it'd probably be like 18 and a half, equivalent
Right.
to.
Right.
So you bring this guy in with all these young guys, then he get hurt. Well, think about 6 years ago, that probably would have kept LeBron James out a week.
Mm-hmm.
He 34, however old he is, 16 years. And when he play all out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now he at the point, and if you look, I'm going to tell you this too. I think that last year in Cleveland is taking a huge toll on him right now. He played way too many minutes. That first round series was way too grueling for him.
Mm-hmm.
He got to relax a little bit in the Toronto series. That Boston series went 7 games. Like, put all of that, and then you come right back this year. You trying to start basically from scratch. And so I think it's a culmination of all that stuff, Kel, man. Like, I just think it was too late for this experiment, man. Like, it's a bad mix.
Yeah, I think I think LeBron gave up a little bit anyway, as far as like in terms of like winning championships, because he saw what Golden State had going on. So he was like, if I'm gonna be losing, I might as well be losing in LA.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I think that had a lot to do with him even going to LA. But yeah, I agree, man. As much as I won't say dislike, but I'm not a fan of LeBron. But at the same time, man, I can't sit here and say they wouldn't be probably at least the 5th seed right now if he didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? Because they did look like a pretty decent team at the time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It looked like they had chemistry working, everything was going. But then, like, when a player like LeBron get hurt, the dude is like the focal point of your offense. You know what I'm saying? He gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? Now, not only do everybody else got to step up, but their roles gonna change now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the same role as they had before now. Because all these guys, they were trying to figure out how to play with LeBron, before.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kuzma, Alonzo, all these dudes, they're trying to figure out, where they fit in. And now they kind of get catapulted into like, a different role. Now, they have to be more aggressive, assertive and all that.
Right.
And it kind of, them guys really weren't ready for that. You know what I'm saying?
No, and two, so let's say he missed 18 games, right? So when you look at that too, a comfort level started to build within them. So now you throw everything back off kilt when he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that book Kobe put out, and he was talking about when he was going and he was putting up all those numbers when Shaq got hurt. And then when Shaq came back, Phil Jackson was like, "Hey man, I need you to scale it back." And he like, "What's up?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm rolling. He was averaging like 40 or whatever it was. And he like, "Yeah, we're gonna need Shaq down the stretch, like later. So I need you to kind of dial it back." You know what I mean? So you think about it, but at that point in his career, he had been in for a while and he understood it more. Like you saying, these guys, 2-3 years in the league, they're not ready for. And then you look at a player of LeBron's dynamic, you bring him back, and because he has the ball so much, like you say, the focal point. And then with all the trade stuff, all that stuff started happening. It was kind of, you know what I mean? It was a lot. It was a lot on him, or it is a lot on him. And I'll say this, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not the, biggest LeBron guy, you know what I mean? He is what he is. But I ain't gonna even lie, man. Like, I do not really want to see him not in the playoffs. Just as an NBA fan. But to be honest, at this point, if they do make the playoffs, it's almost a wash. Because they gonna get swept. Like, if they go to the AC, there's no way you beating Golden State.
Yeah, and I really don't see them making the playoffs anyway. Like at this point, it's pretty much a wrap, I think. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because let's see, where are they? Then 11 seed right now.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
because
don't.
Minnesota won, right?
Yeah, I just don't see unless like the Spurs and the Kings just like completely collapse. Which I mean, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Because the Spurs
But I
they've been
don't
like
know.
declining right
Yeah,
now. Anyway, I don't know. I
they,
mean, I'm a DeMar DeRozan fan, but man, I'm
I
starting to come
not.
around a little bit like, with everybody else. Like, come on, bro.
But I feel you. But it's like, bro, it's only 20 something game, like 21, 22 games. Like, you gonna have to like almost try not to win
Hmm.
to fall out. If you San Antonio, because what they 7, right?
San Antonio's 8. The Clippers are 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then you got the Jazz at 6, and all of these teams like between 6 and 9.
It's
It's only
super
like a
close.
2 game difference. A seven
Yeah.
and 9, so like a 2 game difference. So
So the only people safe is Golden State, Denver, OKC, Houston, and Portland.
pretty much, yeah.
And Kevin, you know what's crazy? Bruh, we totally disregarded Portland, dog.
Because you know what it is. Like we see this every year. Every year, Dame and CJ can only get you so far, and you know I love Dame and
Yeah,
CJ.
yeah,
And
me
I know
too.
you do
I
too,
love.
but they can
Yeah.
only get you so far. Like, it,
No, but I'm saying we was like they weren't even gonna make the playoffs.
yeah, that's crazy.
We was like going in, like, bruh, we love them cats, but there's no way they might as well trade one of them guys. But I mean, you
Right.
know what I mean? I love them dudes, man. I
I
love it.
mean,
You know, I love their attitudes. But I'm with you. Like, it's almost like when Steph and Monte was together.
right.
Like, and then when Monte and Brandon Jennings, like, come on. Like, no disrespect to none of them players. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially at that time in the Western Conference with Steph and Monte. Um, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, even still, I almost still feel that way about Portland. I feel like one or two things have to happen. You either have to trade one of those two, or somehow change that identity of the team and get like a more defensive mentality or something in there. Because right now you're stuck. You stuck in the middle. You stuck at that 4 seed. On their best year, they might get to that 3 seed, and that's it. Like, let's be real.
Right.
We know that they ain't never gonna win no championship. I like Dame's mentality because he kind of understand that. You know what I'm saying? He know he probably won't ever get past Golden State or whatever, but he still got that mentality where he want to compete, and
Right.
I like that. He got that mentality where he want to play against the best and not with the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
no doubt.
I like that from Dame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, nah. So, it's like that's the mentality of like that's how we grew up. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's like that's what we saw in the league. That's what we saw with like college guys, um, high school guys, whatever. Like even within like my city where I grew up, you had guys. Yeah, I might. You could go transfer here. I might go there, but it's like, nah, dog. Like, let's try to beat these guys or whatever. You know what I mean? But so now I feel you. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
funny though. It's just funny, but um, yeah, man. That whole LA thing is crazy.
Yeah.
I love Magic, but Magic should have took a few more courses, man. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Magic, But
Well, yeah, go ahead.
nah, I'm just saying that whole situation it's Hollywood, but it's in the wrong direction that they wished it would be.
Right, right. Well, while we talking about the playoffs, like, do you like the current format? What you think about just taking the top 16 teams, regardless of conference, or just like reseeding all together? Like, what you think about that?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a cool idea, man, because you know, it's just getting to the point where you have these teams. It's so lopsided in the playoffs, and that's when you want the best basketball. I don't care nothing about no conference. I don't care nothing about none of that. You know what I mean? Like, let's
Right.
just get the best basketball teams and let's go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's actually it's a shame sometimes when you have on one side a team that won 48, 49 games that didn't get in. And then you got on the other side a team under 500 and they in and they get swept. Like,
Right.
and like I say, a lot of times you never know. But with and I was gonna make that comparison, but that's a bad comparison because like with basketball, it's gonna even out. Cause I was gonna say that year that Seattle made the playoffs as the when they was under 500 and they beat New Orleans, but football that's different because it's one game. With
Hmm.
basketball, it's 7 games, so the better team gonna
Yeah.
prevail.
Cream gonna rise to the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that would be a great idea, man. Any way they can figure that out because I'm gonna tell you, and I know this is far fetched, but like even like I like what they did with the All-Star game. Like throw a little twist in there. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Because I thought that was cool. And this All-Star game was on point.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm cool with it too. I'm all for it because I think, don't quote me, but I think the reason why conferences and all that stuff was made in the beginning anyway was because of travel. And, back in the day, it was harder to travel from
Yeah.
the East Coast to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? That's why they
Right.
went with that 2-3-2 format in the finals because of the travel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now when you got chartered flights and all that kind of stuff, it's a lot easier now. So
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying? I think it's time for a change, man. Because like you said, like in the East and past years, you'll get a team with a losing record end up making the playoffs, and you have a team like Memphis, you know what I'm saying, or
Right.
somebody like that that get left out. You know what I mean? Like, so
Bro,
yeah,
you
I'm with it
remember
too.
that one year it was like Phoenix and was it Memphis? Phoenix, it might have been Memphis. They would won like 49 games, dog, and they
Got left
didn't
out.
get it, and they got left out. Which it was crazy. And then on the other side, it was like two teams under 500, man, that got in, and you like, bro, what is this? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I think I'm with you. I think it's time for a change, man. Just hey, get the best basketball teams in there. And let's play ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we changing everything else. We might as well change.
For
Like you said,
sure.
the All Star game deal that worked out. You know what I mean? They changed that up. I like the format.
Yeah, I think that All Star thing was super dope, man. Cause I mean, it was crazy, bro. Them dudes was hooping. Like that was super dope to me, man. I think that was I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And before we uh before we get out of here, let's discuss this MVP race, man. I came in I came into this show today thinking I was gonna have Giannis, PG, and Harden in that order. And I got to looking at James Harden's stats, and it immediately changed my mind. Like I heard about, you know what I'm saying? I'm constantly like listening to them talk about this streak, 30 game streak and all that. But then I pulled up the stats and I'm looking like this man averaging 36, 6, and 7. Like, and then he's still shooting like 36% from three, 87 from the free throw. I'm like, man, I still got Giannis, number one, I ain't gonna lie. But
Right.
I did bump James Harden up above PG, even though I think PG should get some consideration simply because of I think he might also be the defensive player of the year. And we got to start factoring that kind of stuff in, man, because
For
what's
sure.
like the old saying, defense wins championships, and the dude leading the NBA in steals, if I'm not mistaken. Like at some point. That's got to be a factor. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we can just keep overlooking that. But
Nah,
go ahead and give your take on it.
nah, I feel you on that. I actually, I actually had kind of moved Paul George up to number one.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I did, but it's tough because, like you said, you have to factor in everything. Him defensively, um, some of the games he's had that were super, super important, super clutch, what he did in those games, where their team is, their team's record. Um, so that's huge for me. But man, like you said, with Harden and Giannis, um, it's still like they got a bunch of a bunch of A1 factors too. Like think about even like what Kobe Bryant said about James Harden. Like, nah, okay, I don't think you can win a championship, but like he said, he doing what he got to do to keep his team above water and keep his team where they need to be, going. So that in itself is humongous.
Right.
Because you think about Capella got hurt, Chris Paul got hurt, like two huge parts of what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like Capella defensively and offensively is huge for them. So you think about now, because a lot of those games Houston was winning, they weren't blowing people out. They needed like every single point James Harden was scoring.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then also you look at he's shooting 87% from the free throw line. Don't he averaged, I think, about 12, 13 free throws a night.
Mm-hmm.
So he's shooting 87% from the free throw line, 36 from three, and 44 from the field. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I know people rag on him about defense or whatever, but man, he need every spend
ounce
the
of that
energy.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and with Giannis, wow. Like to have that team where they are, the focus he playing with, like the big games when they play big games, you know what I mean? He's
Mm-hmm.
showing up for those games, and accepting the responsibility of being the lead dog on that team. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that in itself is huge. So, wow, like uh, I really don't know, man. Like I really don't know right now. It's super, super tough because if you say Paul George, you can make an argument. You say James Harden, you say Giannis, but then you have to go, well, okay, well, a lot of people factor it off to that best record thing. Like, oh, his
Mm-hmm.
team got the better record. Which, don't get me wrong, that's important.
Right.
But, like, Russ won the MVP. They didn't have the best, what they were, 7th seed. But
Let's see. I think.
you couldn't deny what he did.
Right.
So,
And
like,
that was a historic achievement for him. So, of course, he was gonna win it that year. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, it's gonna be hard. I almost feel like um to make it easy, like if it was gonna be an easy way out, you would just be like, well, Giannis got the best record.
and I think that's what's gonna happen.
You
Because
know
at,
what
at,
I'm saying?
at the end of the day, I mean that's not like the what I'm saying, not the deciding factor, him having the best well, his team having the best record. But at the same time, his team got the best record and it ain't a lot of horses on that team either. Like you got Chris Middleton, but I mean, this year that might be the only All-Star game he ever make. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, I
it
feel it.
it ain't like he got Russ over there or CP3 or something like that. You know what I mean? Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, Eric Bledsoe, Malcolm Brogdon. I mean, that's a decent team, and Giannis taking them to another level. You know what I mean? Like And you can see Giannis' confidence, right? Giannis think he the best player in the league right now. You can see it.
For
You
sure.
can you can see it. He feel like he the lead dog right now, and can't nobody
But
tell him otherwise. You know what I'm
look
saying?
at look at the focus that KD played with when he played this dude. Before
Hmm.
it was like, okay, yeah, you're a little young dude coming up. Now it's like, oh, you coming for crowns.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you okay? You know what I'm saying? The dude averaging 27, 12, and 6.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy. That's
That's
like Shaq
crazy.
numbers
Yeah,
minus
and
the
it ain't
assists.
in the era when the 3-point shot is king, and he don't even do that.
Right. I think he
You
shoot
know?
like 25% from three or something like that. But he
Yeah.
don't. I mean, he don't take a lot either, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't. He should just keep doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? If he got a big on him, take him to the perimeter. You know, go off the dribble, do his Euro step dunk. He got a small on him, take him to the block. You know what I'm saying? To punish him. That's what he do. And
Well,
when
to
they
be,
double, he kick it out, and he a good passer too.
yeah, and to be honest, I was gonna say he like a longer version of Grant Hill
Hmm.
because Grant Hill couldn't shoot. He used to just, but he still averaged what as a rookie, he averaged like 19 or 20, and I think like 8 assists, whatever it was, all the rebounds, and so it's I think put it like this: any of them that win it is deserving, but I would have to probably go with Giannis over them because of those reasons. Like you said, that fact is huge. He doesn't have a uh, Russ or a
Right.
Chris Paul. Like, and that's no disrespect, you know what I mean? But you know, he doesn't.
Right.
He don't,
Yeah.
he don't have those
Right.
guys. You know what I
And
mean?
and before we get out of here, man, I got one more topic, and I want to get your opinion on how far can Philly go with Ben Simmons not having a jumper at all? Because
Uh,
in the playoffs, teams going, you know what I'm saying, they gonna force him to shoot.
oh, absolutely. Because see, that's when you in the playoffs and you playing a team that much in that close proximity, you know, they game planning. They already game planned, but now they super duper tightening up. You know what I mean? Without like it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be really, 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 really tough because you think about the top teams over there, they're good defensively.
Right.
like all of those teams, Toronto good defensively, Boston good defensively, Milwaukee good defensively. So they're gonna come up with some kind of scheme,
Right.
and they're gonna say basically, Jimmy Butler, if you score for it, fine.
Right.
Embiid gonna do what he do anyway, and that's stop JJ Redick, run JJ
Right.
Redick off the line. That's what they're gonna do because
Hmm.
see, they don't have as much shooting as they had last year.
Right. With
Oh, I
Covington
forgot they.
and
Yeah,
well,
and but they got Tobias Harris too. I forgot about
yeah,
that.
that's right. That's right.
Um,
And I think he having like a career year for his 3-point shooting go.
he balling. Period. Yeah, he balling. But I just think that it's gonna be imperative for him because see, this is the other thing. If it's a close game, you got the ball most of the time. He can't shoot free throws either.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be tough for them. I don't think they're ready anyway. I just don't. I
I
think
agree.
Jimmy Butler ready to make that next step. I don't really know about Tobias Harris in any situation other than being on bad teams, so we don't know what he gonna do. Um, and that's not to knock him because I think I like Tobias Harris.
Yeah, it's just unknown.
Yeah. Um, and I just think Ben Simmons and MB, I just think they're too young right now. Like I think
Hmm.
they figuring it out, and I think that they're gonna have a run. When they
Right.
get it, it's gonna be them and Giannis and all them. And if the whole KD thing it's gonna be fun to watch. You know what I mean? But right now, I just don't think I don't think so. You know, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna still ride with Boston, but man, they scare me.
Yeah, but you know how the regular season is. I think they're gonna figure it out by the time the playoffs get here. They might not figure it out until they get to the playoffs.
I'm
But
gonna tell you
I
what.
think they're gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna tell you what need to happen with Boston.
What's that?
They just need to go on fight and
Get it out the way.
Get out the way.
Yeah.
Go on, have that. Look, it's just like family. Get rid of the elephant in the room, man.
I bet Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris is gonna be the two. They're gonna come out on top in that fight, though.
Hey, listen. I just want to be on their side. I just want to be on Morris and Smart. Hey,
I hope it might surprise you though.
But hold on. I want Terry Rozier on my side too.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Listen, hey, cause listen, I think, I don't want it with none of them. I don't want it with Smart, Morris, or Rozier. None of them. Now, hey, I think I could beat Kyrie up. Kyrie, yeah, I'll beat you up. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum, he don't want to fight neither. He don't want to fight. He don't
want to hoop.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? He go, hey, nah. But nah, Al Horford, nah, I wouldn't get him twisted. This dude, 6'4", and been playing center his whole career. Nah, dog. I'm good on him too. Because his arm's too long anyway. But yeah, they just need to go and have that little family reunion fight. And after that, yeah, that'd be good, man. They need to quit. Kyrie need to stop talking so much to the media. Chill out with all that, man. And I think they'll be fine, though, man.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it together. But that's it for me, man. You got anything else we want to discuss?
Nah, man. That combine coming up, so that's gonna be crazy. Which I like and dislike the combine all at the same time.
Yeah.
But nah, man. I don't really have anything, though.
All right, man. Go ahead and close this out, then.
All right, man. That was another edition of Relax and Take Notes with Mike Pace and my boy K-Dub. Y'all go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll get at y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace out.